Yes chaps, it's Fortress Locksmith on my channel. We've got a Bryson Ultion section here, but unfortunately we had the WXM version, which I don't have the kit for. But what I did use was my Sparrows kit, picked it open and used this to pick up the cam, and as you can see, the door is now open. Ooh, there we go. Morning chaps. Well, as you can see, I had an eventful one last night. So as you've just seen in the video, picked open an Ultion WXM. Now I've never come across one of these before, but this is a little video on why personally I think locksmiths are one of the most expensive trades out there, obviously when you have to call upon their service. And this is simply because this is no disrespect to any other trades or anything like that, but off my head, locksmith trade is the only trade where everything is designed to stop you doing what you're doing. Okay, so let's go back to this job last night. So I've had a phone call off a customer. Bearing in mind, he's not told me what kind of door he's got or what kind of lock. He actually said it was a PVC door over the phone. So the quote I give him was actually cheaper than what it should have been, really. So he said to me, he's rang me, he said he's left his keys in the house. Door's pulled to behind him. So straight away I'm thinking it's a composite door with a night latch function. Blah, 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 no problem, get a letterbox tool. Anyway, so I've got there. Lovely, nice big house, lovely house. Looks at his front door straight away. It was one of the big old composite doors with the handle that runs all the way down them, and just the keyhole. Okay, so there's no lever operated function. So this serves two purposes. So basically what happens is they have little pins at the top and the bottom, so when you pull the door to, it deadlocks anyway. So as soon as the door pulls to, the pins will shoot in and then the hooks will shoot out. Okay, so you cannot open it without the key, basically, because there is no lever function, so the key operates everything. Now straight away I've got there, he told me, he said it's an Ultion, and I thought, right, no problem, I've got the GJ tool for the Ultion, but then when I've looked through the keyhole, okay, and it's got one of them spinning excursions to make life even harder. So I've looked through the keyhole and it's a WXM. Now the kit I've got, apparently you need a different wire for the WXM, okay? But I've spoken to someone since and they said you can use the same wire, you just got to reverse the pick body basically. But I wasn't to know this. So straight away I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is going to be a nightmare of a job, okay? Oh yeah, and that was the other thing as well. It didn't have a letterbox on the door. Now, where his letterbox is, I have no idea. But it didn't have a letterbox, because straight away what you're going to do is use your letterbox tool. I've got the motorised attachment, and I'm going to turn the thumb turn on the other side, so it is a thumb turn on the other side. And they have to be, just because of the way the door operates, okay? So I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is going to be a nightmare. So I said, have you got any back doors? He went, yeah, I've got patio doors. I thought, right, happy days, no worries. So I walked around the back with him. Patio doors, it's got Yale 3-star platinum cylinders in the patio doors. Again, not a problem. I've got the kit for that, and I can pick them open pretty easy. But he's left the keys on the inside, and I can see it. So I've tried picking them, and then, you know, I'm going to try and pick up the cam to turn the key, but was having no joy whatsoever. So this is where locksmiths have to come into their own, because the guy doesn't want me to drill his locks, and to be frank, I don't think I would have been able to drill his locks because I didn't have the excursions or whatever to replace it if I did have to drill it, if you know what I mean, on the front door. So it's raining, it's dark, got the guy stood behind me, his wife, his son, it's his son who pulled the door to and left the keys inside, so fucking dad were looking at something like, rah, you know what I mean? So I thought, well, I'm going to have to try and pick this lock. I'm going to have to try and pick the lock. So I've got my Sparrow set out. And no word of a lie, not to suck my own dick or anything, but the lock picked easier than any other dimple lock I've come across. I mean, I think, top of my head, it took me a minute. So, boom, 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 got the tension tool in, picked it, boom, felt the false set, thought, yeah, happy days, we're getting near, boom, felt the plug spin, I thought, laughing. So I've spun it all the way around, and I'm thinking, why is this fucking door not opening? And then I thought, go on, rookie mistake. I've not picked up the cam because obviously it's a thumb turn on the other side. So I've had to not reset it, but I've had to put it all the way back, and that's when I've used the GJ tool, put it into the lock, felt it, pick up the cam, boom, door open. The guy was like, what? He was absolutely fucking made up. Didn't have to drill, didn't have to do anything like that. But then he's like, it was like a catch-22, because he's like, well, the company I got the doors off, because he's rang the company before he's rang the locksmith, and they've told him that it cannot be picked, so he's like, but the company said these locks can't be picked. And I said, trust me, mate. I said, you don't need to worry. I said, the last thing you need to worry about is a burglar coming to your house, looking at your door, looking through the keyhole and thinking, you know what, I'm going to have a bash at picking this. So I managed to ease his fears, but yeah, the guy was made up. But back to my original point, yeah, this is why locksmiths can charge what we charge, because I don't know any other trade where these sort of obstacles are thrown up against you, know what I mean? Everything about that house was designed to stop someone getting in non-destructively, you know what I mean? Bearing in mind, you've got an Ultion, so you're never going to snap it, and if you do snap it, forget about it, lock's fucked, you know what I mean? The exclusion was there to prevent you picking it. Obviously, I picked it, and then there was the back door, 3-star cylinders, so we have to think on our feet of every possible scenario of getting that door open, because obviously he'd just paid for the door. I dread to think how much it was, but you know, it must be 1,500 quid, 2 grand for one of them doors, it must be. But yeah, the customer was more than happy, absolutely made up that I managed to get into the house non-destructively before I left, because for some reason people are always concerned when you pick the lock open that you've done some sort of damage to the lock. So I got him to try his keys, bosh, and then I actually explained the night latch function, not the night latch function, the auto deadlocking function, because even he didn't realise, because I was showing him, I said, look, you press these pins, the hooks are going to come out. I said, so theoretically you don't ever need to lock your door with them, because as soon as you pull the fucking door to, you know, you can get your door spreader in, you're not going to slip the lock or anything because the hooks are already engaged, so you need to turn that fucking cam. But yeah, that's my little rant for the morning. I hope you guys are alright. On to the next job.